All right, what is going on, guys? Favel's back again, coming into the showcase on the brand new Halloween Ninny. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. Shout out to my boy Rupert for allowing me to do this showcase. We got a 1 out of 5 Ninny, and he's also got a 5 out of 5 Noel. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it, shall we? Now, Ninny is a no affiliation unit. She does have a holo killer, which is kind of weird because all Burn the Witch characters, except for these Halloween Burn the Witch characters, actually have dual killers. So this one only getting one killer, kind of interesting. Status ailments, we do have weaken and burn on all of her attacks. Soul trait is going to be strong attack recharge. For her utility skills, now this character has a lot going on, especially because of her gauge mechanic, and this is going to be pretty janky to say the least. Now, utility skills, we have sprinter +1 and long stride, strong attack recharge 12% from the soul trait. We have fire immunity as well as havoc 20%, so her strong attacks have a bigger AoE radius. Debilitator +5 seconds, so her burn and weaken will last 5 seconds longer, which is always good. Sharpshooter, so she has guard break as well as nullify range resistance, but she has the new skill called Gauge Rampage. Now, Gauge Rampage, supposedly every single time she kills an enemy, her gauge goes up by quite a bit. I believe it's supposed to be 2%. I've heard people say that it's not working as intended. Hopefully Caleb gives us back all of our orbs. Maybe they'll do that. I don't know what the hell they're going to do in terms of compensation if that's wrong, but we're going to test it out anyways, and hopefully it works as intended, or hopefully it doesn't work and then we get orbs back. We'll see. Strong attack damage is going to be frenzy +1, berserker 40%, and then full stamina damage boost 20%. To be honest, this could go under all damage bonus, to be honest, but yeah, special move damage, we have devastation 40%, and then the full stamina damage boost, this will go up to 45% with the T20 skill. I'm still not really sure what skill to give her on top of her full stamina damage boost. I'm just gonna leave it to him, to be honest, but we should still get a lot of the damage bonus thanks to the T20 30% stats links, right? Now, going into the gauge mechanic, this character has a lot going on, because in terms of her strong attacks, we have the full stamina damage boost, the 45%, we have the berserker 40%, and then the frenzy +1. But when she activates her gauge, which her gauge starts at 70%, so it's very easy to actually activate her gauge, she's going to get an SP boost of 50%. She's going to heal 30%, so if you lose your full stamina damage boost at any point, getting your full stam back is actually feasible. Then she has a frenzy +1 and berserker +100%. Now, if you get your gauge and you have frenzy +2, berserker 40%, full stamina damage boost 45%, and then you get the additional berserker 100%, this is like the equivalent of them giving her frenzy +3 when the gauge activates, because her damage is going to get doubled. That's insane. So separate from the base berserker, it's like she has frenzy +5. We've seen this with characters like Tensa Zangetsu, the speed one, where he has frenzy +2 +100% damage. It's pretty much frenzy +5 damage, except this character also has SP boost gauge, and then the berserker 40%, and then full stamina damage boost 45% when she's T15/T20. That damage is gonna go, I'm not gonna lie, this damage is gonna go pretty berserk. All right, so without further ado, let's check out what this character's got available, right? So going into the actual accessories, we obviously have the spiritual pressure 50% item, the Katakaran Alpha for the strong attack damage, a fortification pill 30% SP. Then we have Chad, Aizen, and Retsu. That way we have full stamina damage boost and strong attack recharge links. I'm only going to give her full stamina damage boost. To be honest, you could give her weakened defense. She already has long stride, so maybe if you want to give her another sprinter, you could do that. There's a lot of things you could really do with this character, to be honest, and then make her just fine. As of right now, when Caleb comes out with stats for the bonus abilities, I really do think that the meta is going to shift towards full stamina damage boost and spiritual pressure if the spiritual pressure is over 500. If it's under 500, I don't know whether or not it'll be worth getting link characters to T15 or not, but I don't know. We'll see. At the end of the day, it's really all up to Caleb. It's the ball's in Caleb's court at that point, right? Boom, boom. All right, cool. Yeah, we actually have access to Inheritance Trial as well. Boom, boom. Toes fine. Let's this. We have a hollow killer on this character, right? So we're not gonna have killer here. So this is gonna be the vacuum explosion, like 6th anniversary Ichigo. Art book Ichigo. Yeah, same thing. So this will actually pull him in, trigger gauge, 14,000, 5,300. So gauge is off. Yeah, so the 5,300 went to 2,100. So we pretty much essentially get a bit more than double damage. To be honest, oh right, the damage might not be going up by so much, but we're also getting frenzy +2. Oh, that's kind of nuts, to be honest. Okay, so let's check out the 3rd strong attack. Gauge is active, so 11,300. This would be so much easier to calculate in IZ, to be honest. Alright, let's try to finish this as fast as possible so that way we can move on. Okay, cool. I took quite a bit of damage. Oh no. Happy Halloween. Full stamina damage boost. I really do like that gauge heal. I don't know why, it looked like that Nad hit kind of like swerved a bit. Like it looked like it swerved to the right. I don't know, maybe that's just me. It is like 5:42 in the morning, so I am exhausted, so I apologize for maybe my lack of energy in this video. Alright, so let's check this out. She is a mind unit. I still mess that up to this day, man. That's wild. Let's see here. We do have hollows here. Oh, that's gonna make life a little bit easier. Now her third strong attack should hit 8 times because of frenzy +1. When she has her gauge active, it's gonna be 12 hits instead of 8 for the 3rd strong attack. And we're gonna be using that as the baseline because I think it'll be a lot easier to properly check that out. Oh man, this is gonna be nuts. Alright, so let's check this out. 27,000 on the crit, right? Let me actually write this down. Now 27,000 on the crit. Now we're gonna multiply this by 8, and then that is gonna be assuming that we don't hit the weekend at all. Okay, so let's grab this, and with that we already have the gauge. Oh, she doesn't have the strong attack recharge on the gauge. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that means that the gauge is going to run away. Ah, yeah, no, the gauge rampage works just fine. Like, when we do our strong attack here, you see how, like, when he dies, it still goes up? Okay. There's the hollow, we have sharpshooter, so we have guard break, trigger, 80,000. Our combo bonus is not very high, so 80,000. Oh, that's stupid. 80,000 divided by 27,000. We're dealing triple damage. 25,000. Oh, it does swerve. I'm like, why does it look like it was swerving? I'm like, I must be really tired, bro. There's no way, dude. $72,000, so 80,000 crit and 27,000 crit. That's wild damage difference though. So when her gauge is active, because of the SP boost, right? Keep in mind that when her gauge is active, with the SP boost, your soul bomb is going to be dealing more damage too. I shouldn't have wasted the soul bomb like that. I just wanted to get the gauge up. But 80,000? But that's the crazy part is the damage number that you see is tripled, but the damage isn't tripled. The damage is more than that, right? Because that 80,000 gets multiplied by 12 instead of 8. So the damage actually 216,000 when you calculate in the frenzy plus 2 or divide excuse me, the frenzy plus 2, which is 3 hits per strong attack hit, gets lowered to 8 hits per strong attack hit, which is frenzy plus 1, and we're actually dealing, when her gauge is active with our strong attacks, specifically our strong attacks, we're dealing 4.44 times damage. So this is 444% more damage when her gauge becomes active. So we're gonna do here, we're gonna actually grab our gauge, trigger it, and we're gonna soul bomb. Boom. 100,000 damage non-crit, right? That's important to note. 100,000 damage non-crit while our SP gauge is active. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to multiply this by 1.2, and this is going to be the 20% that we would get if we did crit. Now the reason that I'm bringing up the 100k and the 120k is simply just to show the difference here between the two damage when she has gauge and when she doesn't have gauge, because she loses her SP boost here, right? We're gonna take it from here. Boom. 65,000, 68,000. We'll take 7,000. Yeah, we'll take 67,000. Round it, you know, like more in the middle. So we're gonna take this, and if it was to crit, then it would deal something along the lines of this. So let's bring up the maths, right? Now this character has weakened, so her soul bomb, assuming that we have our SP gauge, because let's be real here, our gauge is going to be going up quite a bit. Normally, I don't think it's beyond the realm of possibility to set up your gauge so that way your soul bomb deals more damage. SP boost 50% is roughly like 40 to 60% more. Actually, it's like 40 to like 50% more damage depending on how the RNG works out. So let's take the 100k, let's multiply this by 1.2. Let's assume that we crit, because I like the bigger number anyways. Now, what do we get? It looks like it's just weakened. She doesn't have damage to weaken enemies. That went to Noelle, which I still think is kind of insane. So we're going to multiply this by 1.5 times 3, because she doesn't have bombardment. She has 4 hits on her soul bomb. She doesn't get bombardment plus 1 when her gauge is active. And then we're going to deal 120,000. So our soul bomb is going to deal for 660k. Honestly, I feel like that's kind of low. Is that low? Why would that be kind of low? No, it's a 1 out of 5 character. Excuse me. Yeah, 660k of the soul bomb. That's actually pretty good damage. And then that is taking into account the fact that this character does have the full stamina damage boost 45%. I didn't give her weakened defense. If you want to give her weakened defense, to be honest, this actually goes up quite a bit. So it's going to be 180,000 multiplies by 1.3, and then we multiply it by 3 and then add in the 120k. So with weakened defense, we're dealing 822k. Without weakened defense and just full stamina damages, we're dealing 660,000 damage. Keep in mind, this is a 1 out of 5 character. We don't have the extra skill. And when Caleb comes out with the new bonus abilities that are going to be stat based, I don't know if they're going to add anything except for the stats, but I do expect to see this character deal significantly more damage. Well, I do expect to see everyone deal significantly more damage. Like, imagine you get SP boost level 3, so plus 500 SP boost, and then like the bonus ability for another 500 SP, and then SP level 10, which is another 500 SP. You're literally giving a character like plus 1500 spiritual pressure instead of their base 850, which is freaking nuts. Either way, I don't know exactly how Caleb's going to be handling it, but either way, that's pretty much going to be the Ninny in a nutshell. I do like this character. I do think that she's actually pretty good. My only concern with her is more so I don't know how the AI is going to really run Just because, as you see, like, she tends to do her normal attacks way too much in this type of content. Well, she doesn't have hidden enemies, which is kind of unfortunate. Honestly, giving her hidden enemies is probably not a bad idea. And boom. I like that they like have the pupils like get like thinner, skinnier. I was gonna say dilated, but they're not getting dilated. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much the Ninny in a nutshell. I think she's fun. I honestly do think that this banner is worth at least 5 steps. I'd be very careful about going deeper. My issue with this banner is just that it is a 2-character banner, and I'm not gonna lie, I want to say that we did a total of about 1,015 steps. We did 10,000, 13,000. I want to say we did a total of about 16,000 orbs, and we only pulled like 7 banner characters across all those accounts. And that is not good. And it also doesn't help that the filler aren't Burn the Witch characters. It's like premium pool, in my opinion, generic crap. So, yeah. I mean, I guess I'll leave it at that. Anyways, I'm leaving it at that. Ninny, pretty damn good. And yeah, stay blessed, y'all. See y'all in the next one. Peace.